So you want to know the best gaming tokens to buy for the coming bull run, but you don't know which ones. I'm going to show you how to do due diligence so you can vet them for yourself, and also some of my top picks for the coming cycle. This time I've done things a little bit different. I'm looking at gaming as an ecosystem as a whole, which I don't think a lot of people do, diversifying between gaming tokens, DAOs, and infrastructure projects. And I'll explain all of that to you today. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, in terms of gaming projects, you need to be able to do your due diligence. Now, I've taken care of all of this for you from one of our companies, Interstellar Ventures. And if you check out the link in the description, you'll see the Side Hustle Club. Inside of there, you can download checklists just like this to do your own due diligence. The first thing for DD is to understand a project team. Now, believe me, guys, I've made tons of mistakes before by overlooking the importance of understanding a good team. But the more I do business, the more I do investments, I've started to understand that the team is number one, because that is the backbone of any business. If the team's got bad spending habits, if the team doesn't have experience in the industry, it's going to blow the project long term and it's not going to last. 99% of startups fail within the first 5 years. So you need to understand how to vet the right ones, and also you need to get the warning signals for when to get out. Next step is technology. Technology is very important. It helps you understand why the project is actually investable in the first place. In terms of technology itself, technology helps you understand what you're actually investing into. A lot of times people just trade this like it's a computer game. You know, I've invested into projects before where I don't even check the website and I just buy it because people say that it's going to pump and I watch a YouTube video on it. But the truth is that if you have a understanding of technology, that puts you one step further than the opposition. And remember, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. You only need to be one step smart. So if you understand technology, you'll be able to spot the opportunities and you'll be able to see, hold on a minute, this project is undervalued because they're increasing the technology, they've been developing for the past 4 years, and the price does not reflect the actual project. And I've got a few of these projects actually in the portfolio as well, which we'll be going through shortly. The next one is tokenomics. Understanding tokenomics is a little bit mathematical, but if I ask you this, do you know the difference between market cap, right, supply, demand, understanding distribution cycles? If you don't know that, then I've created a free course, also in the description to explain, but I'll explain it to you very shortly, right? You need to understand market cap. You also need to understand the total supply, because your investment can actually get devalued over time. Reason is because simple supply and demand. The reason why we like BTC halving is because the supply, even though it stays the same, it's going to get harder to get. So it actually makes it more scarce. And that's the reason why every so often, I think it's 4 years, that BTC halving pushes to the next cycle, right? Because it just gets more scarce. So if you can see that in these projects and you can go, okay, you know, this project's got a distribution coming up in 3 months. I'm going to wait for the distribution. Then you're going to stop yourself from getting wrecked, and you're going to be able to go, hold on a second, I'll wait 3 months and I'll buy a big bag when everybody else who was greedy was buying before, and they're going to sell because it starts crashing, right? And that's what gives you an advantage. Now, there's 3 more things you need to know, right? Roadmap is fairly self-explanatory. Just check the roadmap. It's going to tell you what the developments that the project's bringing out. Market analysis is understanding cycles. We touched on it earlier, right? Understanding those BTC cycles and knowing, okay, you know, when is it altcoin season? When is it mid caps, large caps? When is it the time for me to get out? I've also made a video on that. I think I put the video as like the top 4 steps for the different types of market cycles, so you can understand, okay? And that will give you the right timing. And the last thing is legal compliance, right? If you don't know about XRP, you'll understand that XRP had a big case with the SEC, which led to diminishing returns for a long time. Like the price was just going down and down and down, but then they beat the case, right? Like TK, they did a race, right? They beat the case, and then what happened is I think it did like a 2x in a day. So legal compliance is massive for investing as well, right? All of these things most people overlook, but those of you guys that are paying attention, taking down notes, saving this video, rewinding it and studying this, maybe you've downloaded this for yourself, you'll see the true opportunity here, right? You see the true opportunity here. So without further ado, let's get into the tokens that we have selected. So the first token that we have selected, I'll move it over here for the first few, is actually Ape Coin. Now, Ape Coin is the token for Bored Apes, right? It's the DAO for Bored Apes. And if you go to coinmarketcap.com/currencies/ApeCoin, you'll be able to see the price history. And over time, you'll see on the all-time chart, we've done nothing but go down. The reason is because ApeCoin actually launched in 2022, right? And that was very, very close to the BTC top. So naturally, as BTC has gone down, so has ApeCoin. It hasn't had its chance to actually start pushing yet. So what does that mean? That means when BTC starts moving up, what's going to follow it? ApeCoin, okay? And if we're going over our due diligence sheet and we're checking for ApeCoin, well, we check out that website underneath official links, we'll be able to see that the actual team of ApeCoin is the same team as Bored Apes, okay? You got Yuga Labs and these types of guys, okay? The technology is pretty much there, okay? It's a DAO, it's fairly simple, there's nothing complicated about it, okay? The actual use case of the token is up there as well. And you'll also be able to see that the price of Ape is actually, in my opinion, correlated to the price of Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? If we look at NFTs right now, well, the NFTs are our all-time low. However, the volume of these NFTs, if you go to NFT price floor and check out Bored Apes, has started to increase massively. So the smart people, the people that still have money, that generating money through cash flow, which I'm going to make some videos on that as well, are actually buying Bored Apes, right? They're getting their entries in. And what that means is that people are interested in it. The ecosystem as a whole is growing, and I think that will overlap to the Bored Ape token. Now, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that Ape Coin is very, very undervalued right now. Even though over here it was like way overinflated because like market tops and people were, thinking, so it probably does have some more legs down to go, right? But when it starts picking up again, ApeCoin will fly. And right now, if you're looking to just get one single entry, maybe you've got 100 grand and you're like, okay, what am I putting my money into? $1,000, $2,000 isn't a bad risk to reward ratio for your portfolio for it to be in ApeCoin, right? A little grand, $2,000 here from 100K isn't that bad, right? If you only got $1,000, $100, $200 in Ape, not bad at all, right? Not bad at all. And if you want to know where to buy ApeCoin, go to CoinMarketCap, click markets opposite charts, and you'll see all the different exchanges where you can buy it. Like the reason why ApeCoin is going to go is because it's so accessible, right? It's so accessible. You can buy it on every single exchange. So as these exchanges get more volume, what do people do? They click gaming, they scroll through, and they buy whatever gaming token they can see. And what do they know? They know Bored Ape, so they'll buy ApeCoin, right? That's the kind of way I'm trying to think about it here. The next token is Gala Games. Again, the team is there, the technology is there, and the infrastructure of Gala Games is way overlooked right now, right? You can watch music, okay, and get paid. You can watch films like Netflix and get paid. Imagine all of these dolies, right, that just watch Netflix all day, getting paid to watch it. Imagine how much more they will watch these films. Now imagine if their subscription was an NFT, or if their subscription, they had to pay it in a token like Netflix token, right? How much volume would it get? Loads, right? Loads. And we're seeing in Gala Games that they've gone and built a crazy ecosystem, right? Think about Netflix, think about Spotify, think about Farmville and these types of things, right? They've got a chance to hit, right? Something's going to hit for these guys, and that doesn't reflect the value of the token, because even though the price has gone down, like if you guys look real close right here, like focus, look real close, 2021, 2022, 2023, right? We're at the same levels as 2021 to 2022, right? Well, early 2022, okay? However, we are not at the same levels of technology, right? Gala Games did not have any games out properly. I think they had like one game out in 2021. In 2022, they just released the news to build in all of these. Like this stuff wasn't that active, right? However, Now they're making way. All of this stuff is almost finished. However, the token has gone down. And that is why I love crypto. I love crypto because a lot of times the actual project, the company development does not reflect its value in the token. When you invest in stocks, it's different. When you invest in stocks, they release earnings reports, it's a valuation of the company, and it's very, like, they're not really undervalued, right? Unless you're going like penny stocks or you're doing like a pre-ICOs and private equity, right? I'm not speaking French here for a lot of you guys, I know I am, but it makes sense, okay? Unless you're going the really risky routes, stocks and shares and all that stuff pretty much are the same amount of value. However, in crypto, okay, because the price isn't the same as the actual stock, the actual company, Gala Games, has only got bigger, right? They've only gone and hired more employees. They've only gone and built and developed more marketing. They've only gone and built more infrastructure. Yet the token is at the same price that it was at before it had the infrastructure. So what does that mean? That means that Gala Games is undervalued, right? It means that the price does not reflect the actual value of the company. And that as soon as Bitcoin goes up, as we've seen with Gala Games doing a 3x or 2x, right, in the last few months, it had this spike over here, early 2023. It went from 17 cents all the way up, 1.7 all the way up to about 4.5. So it's volatile. It's ready to go. It's ready to fly, right? So this token, if you look here, will do another one of these dildos. You won't have the opportunity to get in when it starts going. So if you're interested in getting Gala Games, you need to get it now. You need to slap yourself, right? Put your hand in your pocket, right? Speak to your team and pitch them on investing into Gala Games, right? It has to be in your portfolio. It has to be. I can't stress this enough. I'm going to teleport right now, take your phone out your hand, slap you, go on your MetaMask and buy it up, right? You have to have a little bit, okay? A little bit. Now, the next token is Engine. So as you're seeing, we're starting to move from DAOs, right, to gaming studios. Well, to be fair, Ape Coin is also a little bit of a gaming studio, okay, over to more so ecosystem type projects. And I'll explain this very shortly. If you check out the website of Engine Token, we'll get into the price in a second, but if you check out the website for Engine Token, you'll see that this is what's called the gold standard for digital assets. That's what they're calling themselves, right? And Engine Coin is an Ethereum-based currency used to back the value of NFTs. What's the big narrative next to gaming? NFTs. So for your investments, if you're thinking about your portfolio and how to make the most out of it, well, you need to have a bit of exposure to games, the actual games, but also a bit of exposure to infrastructure and NFTs. And Engine Coin is one of those projects, right? If you check out Engine, you check out ecosystem, you hop on there, explore it, you'll see, VR Jam, stuff like Microsoft, stuff like Sky Dragons, right? A lot of actual project working with Engine Coin, right? And you'll see it again, right? Obviously, we already know Undervalued. I've explained that with Gala Games. It's the same situation over here. Engine Coin is one of those tokens that it isn't going to make you 100x. Okay, it's just past that, right? If you look at the market cap, this is where you got to understand market caps. It's 241 million. So it's not going to go to like billions and billions of dollars. However, it's got the chance to pump up here, right? The last highest market cap it got up to is like 2.7 billion, right? That's topping, right? It went to 3 billion for like a day. And that's what you can expect again, right? That's what you can expect again. It's history doesn't rhyme, it repeats. And Engine Coin, one of those tokens. The next one is Sand, right? Sand, I've got something to tell you, and I haven't ever told anybody this, but Sand was one of my best investments, okay? But also one of my biggest failures. You see, I diversified my portfolio. I got bored. I ended up selling tokens and moving that money to different places and coming back and buying it back when the hype was there. I spent a lot of time early in my crypto career getting bounced around by the market. And this is why I'm so passionate about explaining these things, because I've learned from lessons and mistakes. And one of the key things that I can say to you guys is when you look at tokens like Sand, right? it will be idle for a long time. I bought sand in 2020, right? 2021. It didn't do nothing for the whole cycle. Everything was flying, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, 10x, 50x, 100x, right, from the early prices. And this is what I personally can expect again. The reason is because sand is just like Minecraft. And Minecraft recently has seen a huge rise of people playing these games. And if you can get these kids offered that and get them onto here and get them paid, then in my opinion, Minecraft and sand itself is going to blow, right? Look at the ecosystem, right? Keep zooming out. You'll see all of these huge companies are buying land for the sake of advertising, right? To explain sand simply, it's simply Minecraft, but you can buy the actual Minecraft land, okay? Binance has got land, pretty much McDonald's has got land, I think Coca-Cola's got land, everywhere's got land for marketing purposes. And these pieces of land were going for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So not only can you buy the NFTs for the land, right, if there's any space available for it, but you can also buy the actual token as well. And that allows you to have exposure to another game, okay? So now, in terms of our portfolio, we've got a game, we've got an ecosystem type project, right? Put it in simple terms. We've also got a gaming studio, right? To watch Netflix and Spotify and get paid for it. And we've also got a DAO, right? Also a little bit connected to NFTs. So what's next? Well, the next thing to look at would be developers, right? Because somebody's got to make these games. Somebody has to make it. Okay, and that's why I've decided to select Ronin. Right now, there's plenty of different tokens that you can invest into related to developers, but Ronin's a good one because it's got over $4.1 billion of volume, right? 436 million total transactions, 11 million addresses, and it costs less than a cent for transactions. And Ronin allows developers to build on their network, right? Build on their network. If you look at the ecosystem over here, you'll see they've got plenty of different games and dApps inside of their ecosystem, like Axie Infinity. I know you guys have heard about that one, okay? Machines Arena, Battle Heroes, all of these tokens that people will buy, or some of these DeFi apps that people will use, like remember Katana. Katana is a great one for like micro caps for you guys. I'll get into another one of those in the future. All of these tokens and dApps have to build on something, right? And a lot of people overlook it because if we can have exposure to the actual projects that they're building on, well, that's just another part of the portfolio where we'll see gains. And again, Ronin hasn't been out for that long, but it's got a good name for itself, and it launched at a bad time, right? Similar to Ape, it launched in this 2022 area where obviously it had all the hype, it blew out, and then all the private investors dumped their tokens just like everything else. People hopped out because the bear market, and it's going to be undervalued soon. I do think that's got some more downside to go. For entry purposes, I'll be looking at about 26 cents, maybe 30, 40, 50 cents. But it's not a bad option for your portfolio if you're excited about the gaming ecosystem as a whole. And the final token is Reef. Now, Reef has seen huge declines, okay, since 2021. It's at its all-time lows over here, right, as low as you could possibly see on CoinMarketCap. And it's super volatile, like ridiculously volatile as a token for this stage. It's got huge volume right now, a lot of interest. And Reef is one of those tokens which just has to be in a portfolio if you're interested in gaming. Again, another ecosystem type projects, okay? Some great investors for tokenomics, the use case team and all that type of stuff. And it's the same similar style, to put it in simple terms, as a Ronin or an Engine. It's the same type of ecosystem based projects. I don't want to bore you guys, because I know you guys probably watched it for a while now, but Reef, have a look into it. Go to CoinMarketCap, do your due diligence, binge watch some YouTube videos on it. But Reef is another token inside of the portfolio. So that should explain to you guys how to have exposure in a whole like narrative, right? Imagine look at NFTs, for example, where you want to have NFTs, you want to have NFT-based projects, you want to have NFT trading platforms. If you think that NFTs as a whole is going to get more interest. Now, if we look at gaming, for example, gaming as a whole, like the interest in it is super low. Like if I go to Google Trends, we'll see that people ain't that bothered about crypto gaming, right? They're not that bothered. Obviously, people looking to buy crypto gaming, so the interest will be like slightly volatile there. But overall, if we look at, you know, the all-time for worldwide, you'll see that, you know, compared to, I don't know, like last bull market, for example, it's super low, okay? Look, it's at an all-time low. So if you was looking at this as a crypto chart, it's at support, right? It came back down. Well, if we look at 2021 to 2022, look at the volume that comes in. Now, if we compare that to the charts, right? 2021, 2022, let's pick Sand, for example, 2021, 2022, 100x. So it's as simple as thinking, okay, when the interest comes, how do I have exposure where I get paid everywhere? I get paid from the developers. I get paid from the games themselves. I get paid from the DAOs. I get paid from the NFTs. And how can I build this portfolio the right way? Well, I've explained to you guys, right? You do your due diligence, team, technology, use case. You look at the infrastructure projects. You look at the games themselves, and you decide that accordingly. Now, if you don't have enough cash flow to play the game and you want to learn how to make more money, I'll actually show you for free, completely for free. I'll give you free mentorship on exactly how you can make money online, right? I'll show you this person made 500 quid in a few days, right? This person here has signed a client for 1.6 grand, okay? Another person here, 2 clients closed in like a few weeks, right? Another person closing clients. So if you haven't got enough money, make some, right? Hop in the Discord, make some money, and average into the market correctly. Because when the trend hits, when people are going to get interested, and when you decide to start getting involved, it could be too late. Right? This ain't no scarcity tactic. This is a fact, right? 2021 hits, you've seen, how are you buying this? You ain't buying this when it's pumping at 100x. It's impossible because the price is moving so fast. So you have to be in before. You have to sit, buy, and wait. And that's what we're going to be doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this crypto video. I'm super tired right now. This is probably one of the longest videos that I've ever done. So, you know, thank you very much for tuning in. If you do enjoy these types of videos, you appreciate the new setup, please let me know, guys. I reply to every single comment. I'm trying to build a community here of smarter investors that make money online and invest the profits. And I want to be with you every step of the way through the next cycle. So thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe and check out the next video. Peace.